Welcome back to Teacher Talks. I'm Maria Keffler.
And I'm Erin Brewer. And what is our topic for today, Maria?
Well, today, Erin, we're going to talk about the difference between facts and feelings. And this is something, it's a very basic skill when it comes to critical thinking. And I think a lot of kids and a lot of adults even aren't really aware of the difference. Your feelings are a natural reaction to something that happens. You get hit in the head with a ball and you hurt. It hurts. If somebody insults you, you feel embarrassed or you feel sad. They're just natural reactions, and feelings serve as signposts. When you have either a good feeling or a bad feeling, that's kind of a flag to either say, hey, something's wrong with this relationship, something's wrong with the situation, and I need to figure out what that is. Or, oh, this feels really good. I really like this. I want to have more of it. So that's the purpose of feelings. Facts are not feelings. Facts are true things that are testable, that are measurable. So when someone comes to you and says, I don't feel like a girl, I feel like a boy, that's a feeling. The fact is, you are a girl because you have the genetic makeup of a female. You have the genitalia of a female. Everything about you is female. Even though your feelings are telling you something's wrong with that, the fact is that you really are female. It's also a fact that you don't know how it feels to be anybody but yourself. We all live our lives from our own perspective. I don't know what it feels like to be Erin. You don't know what it feels like to be Maria. That's a fact. Does that help?
I think that that's an important distinction because it's certainly possible to believe that you feel like something that you're not. But the fact is that you can't be something that you're not. And that's the distinction. Feelings can be very powerful. And one of the concerns that I've had about the transgender movement is that they're validating feelings, almost putting them in a superior position to facts. And if we start basing our beliefs, our behaviors, our society around feelings, we're going to be in a lot of trouble because feelings can be wrong. There have been a number of times where I've had feelings about something and it's been completely inaccurate. There's a number of times I have children where they'll come to me and they say, I feel stupid, or I feel ugly, or I feel worthless. Now, if we were to base reality on their feelings, then rather than trying to help them understand those feelings, I would say, you're right, you are stupid, you are ugly, you are worthless. That's not a healthy way to live in a society.
It's not. And we always want to validate people's feelings. And what that looks like is saying, yes, those feelings are real. You have real feelings. I understand why those feelings are making you unhappy or making you happy. Either way, that's validation, but not to validate facts that are not accurate. So if a child says, I feel really stupid, validating that might be saying, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you're feeling that way. I understand you got a bad grade on that test. I can understand why that would make you feel stupid. But you know what? I don't believe that you're stupid. I believe if you study harder, you're going to get better grades. That's an example of validating the feelings while not applying it to a fact as though, yes, the child really is stupid.
Mhm. And that's such an important distinction because when we're dealing with gender dysphoria, basically, if you were to validate the feeling that somebody has that they were born in the wrong body, you're basically validating self-hatred, self-shame, and the desire to be somebody else. And I find it so interesting that oftentimes somebody announces a trans identity and people celebrate them for being authentic. Well, actually, no, they're not being authentic at all. They're running away from themselves when they're declaring a transgender identity. They're basically rejecting who they are and developing a new persona. That's not authentic. Authentic is acknowledging that perhaps gender dysphoria is very uncomfortable. Let's look at why you have gender dysphoria and eke out those underlying issues so that the person can either manage or resolve that gender dysphoria rather than getting on a path that's going to damage their healthy body.
I know of one mom who, when her daughter, who was trans identified, said, you don't believe me. You don't believe how uncomfortable I feel. And you don't believe all the pain I'm in. And the mom said, No, I do. I believe that you're feeling all the things you're feeling. But what I think is happening is like if a person in Wisconsin said, "Oh, I have a headache and I'm tired and my body aches and I just feel miserable." And all the people around that person said, "Oh, dude, you've got malaria. That's totally malaria." And the daughter laughed and said, "No, that person has the flu." And the mom said, "Right, somebody in Wisconsin with all those symptoms probably has the flu." Just like I believe that you feel all the things that you say you're feeling, other people are telling you that means you're transgender. But what I think it means is that you have autism with adolescence.
Or sexual assault, or living with a parent who doesn't want the sex of the child they have, or an effeminate boy in a society that doesn't reinforce that, or a girl who's uncomfortable with how her body is changing. All of those things can lead to very difficult feelings and gender dysphoria, but that does not mean that those feelings are accurate, that that person actually was born in the wrong body.